there guys, thanks for joining us on another board gaming night. Tonight we're playing Viticulture with some of the Tuscany expansion modules. This is from Stonemaier Games, and is this design? Yeah, Jamie Stonemaier and Alan Stone. Right, so we've actually done Viticulture before. 2 years ago we did when this came out. But we do having a re-look 2 years later at the game itself. And also, as part of the BGE Spotlight for the Stonemaier games, we're going to have another look at Viticulture. And some of the other games as well, Scythe, Euphoria, etc, etc. So tonight I have with me Molo.
And I'm wearing my robot t-shirt again.
That's right. Mick.
Shopping in white again.
Yeah. Martin. This is his copy of the game.
It is.
And myself, Jason. Alright, so I can't imagine there's many people out there that don't know how to play Viticulture because, just spoiler it, it's friggin' awesome. So we're going to go through a couple of bits with it for you on the overview. And then we'll do a gameplay turn where you can see us play through a few rounds. And then we'll come back with our verdict and end of game scoring. So, we're using one of the modules we're using from Tuscany is the Mamas and Papas expansion.
I will say, actually, I have the old, in inverted commas, Viticulture, the second edition one. I don't have the Essential Edition, and I believe we're using all the things from the Essential Edition, I think.
Okay.
Plus one of the things from the Essential Tuscany, or two of the things, which is the larger board and the structures.
Yeah, we'll go through them in a sec. So this is of your starting stuff. So you get randomly dealt 2 mamas, 2 papas. You choose which you want. So for example, in this situation, I've got 4 money, a grande worker, and I've chosen the trellis.
He's been drinking since midday. I just realised I've got Christine and Christian.
Oh really? Well, they're not brother and sister.
Okay.
We're also using the structures section of the board. We're using the area control star thing. We're using the advanced visitors and more visitors as well. And I think that might be it. So we're not... Oh, yeah, we're using the structures board. We're not using the cheese and wine section. Cheese and... What's the cheese and something else? Butter or something?
No, there's a cheese one where you get cows and happiness and stuff like that. And then there's an oil, like, pasta sauce and something else one, which is a bit... And apples, I think. But it's on the other side, so they're mutually exclusive to each other.
I need to try the sauce one.
There's upgraded workers, like unique workers for like things, and there's like a mafia type thing, which I don't even know what it does. And
we'll have a look at those at the next time, because there's too many things to add in one game, which bloats the game a bit.
Yeah.
So we just strip out a couple of the bits and then rotate them out. All right. So this basically. This is your get up in the morning and get to work sort of thing. So this determines turn order. So in this case, Martin will be going first, and then Mick, then me, and then Molo. As we do the summer actions, you move on to there, and then fall, and then winter, and then the people who finish off go choose a new action, new space to go to. These are the worker placement spots. We've put these little sort of gems, the wine gems, on the end here to denote that you can't go there, because this is you can play up to 6 players, and these are the spaces.
It's 2 and 3 players only have the first spot. No, two players the first spot. 3 and 4 is the middle spot as well, and then 5 and 6 is all 3 spots. Because we're playing with 4, we just blocked it off. Easier to see when you're viewing it, but also because we're stupid.
So it's very simple. On your turn, when it's your turn, you place a worker. Obviously, in spring we'll start there, then summer and autumn, winter, and so on. So if you go into the special bonus spots, you get a bonus action. So for example, yeah, you get to draw extra vine cards. Yeah, you get extra money. Same with this one. These ones allow you to play extra cards, etc. The difference with this game is these are the normal size workers. You get a grande worker, which is this dude. So if all the spots are taken up, so for example like this, I know those are my dudes, but you can always play your grande worker even if the spots are taken up. He won't get any of the bonuses, but he gets to do the action, which is awesome. So it's very strategic in how you use your grande worker.
Well, the other thing is as well, there's because we don't get our work. These workers are incredibly lazy and only work once a year.
I wish I had their job.
So there's a certain amount of rationing your work as well. It's entirely possible that you will literally pass on your turn and not do anything in one season. Because
Yeah.
I mean, we've only got 3 workers for a start, so that is going to happen guaranteed in one of the seasons. So which one will we want to do or won't want to do?
There's a place to get more workers, which is there.
Yeah.
We also have our own boards as well, where we have fields to plant vines. We can build little buildings. I've started with a trellis, so it's a nice cheap little building to start with. But this is where you harvest your grapes and crush them down. This is where you store them in your cellar to become wine. We only start with a small cellar to begin with. Later on we can build to a medium and a larger cellar, where we can also do more exotic wines like blush and sparkling. I'm not going to go through all the worker placement spots. When we do our gameplay turn, we'll explain as we go, like, I'm going to go do this, which gives me this, that sort of thing. But this is your standard worker placement game. Get resources, complete contracts, and the first person to cross the 25-point win line will signify the end of the game. Everyone has lost 1 round, and then that's that.
Well, you finish the year basically,
Yeah.
but the game will end once someone crosses that or gets to 25.
I think that's pretty much the basics of it.
Yeah.
When the gameplay turn comes around, you'll see how it flows and how more specific the actions will affect your turn. A lot of strategic actions, so we'll go through it then. But that's that. Let's get started. We'll be back in a sec. Alright, welcome to the gameplay turn. We've had a few rounds, and it's pretty close, as you can see with the scoring. Me and Martin are in the lead with 8 points at the moment. Molo in third with 7, and then Mick just behind with 6. We've built a few things. You can have a look at my board here. I've built a statue. I've planted some vines.
Statue's cool as well.
Yeah, really useful. I've got some grapes getting crushed at the moment. I've got a couple of buildings, a cellar and a trellis. So things are looking okay over here. I've got a handful of cards. These are my cards. I'll show you them in a bit. Let's have a look at what the other guys are doing. So that's Molo's board upside down. He just had a really good turn, so he scored some points by making some champagne or something.
Knock everything everywhere.
That's Martin's.
I have a lot of workers, which is proving beneficial to me.
And that's Mick's.
Not very good. Lots of structures, but not doing much.
So we were obviously, end of the turn, we chose our new turn orders. So it's going to be Molo, then Martin, then me, and then Mick. So let's get going. So, Molo, what are you going to do?
Okay, I am going to...
That's the order I played last time.
Oh, okay, keeping in mind.
Yeah, why not? Unless it needs to be shuffled in.
I can't imagine it will.
Draw 2 green cards. So draw 1 for the spot and 1 for the bonus.
That happens.
Right, so you've gone it.
That's what happens.
Just to be clear, while me and Martin were chit-chatting, he's
We're supposed
placed...
to keep them, are we?
But Jason is something I would.
So he's just gone into the green space, which has a bonus of drawing an extra card. So the space is draw a card. He gets to draw an extra card, which is the green ones are vine cards. Martin, what are you doing? We're obviously in spring at the moment, so we can only do actions over here. The other actions are you can give a tour to gain money. You can build some structures, or you can place stars in the provinces.
I'm going to pass.
Right, so he moves up to summer, and his bonus ability there is to draw a green card.
Bless it.
Bless me.
I am gonna
It's hay fever season's kicked off.
I'm gonna do a tour. I'm gonna go into this space where you get extra money, so I get 3 money. I don't have the tasting room, which gives you a victory point when you give a tour. So I'm going to put that in my supply, and that's me done. You might hear some residual clinking in the background as we move our money around.
The awesome components.
Passing. I'll get a victory point.
No longer last, Mick.
Well, joint last.
Tight as... I'm not going to say
Yeah,
it.
it wasn't. It was literally last turn. I think me and Milo were like really far behind, and then we just gained a crud load of points. And
Well, you were in all the way back to the start and
Yeah.
then just jumped to the
Yeah.
lead.
I was there as well. Okay, I'm going to build some irrigation. So, and I'll get 1 money back. for it.
finally, he's watering his plants.
So it's only going to cost me 2. And what is the shape of irrigation? This fella here.
Yes, as long as it's like a chicken
Right.
coop.
So as you can see, these two have paused. That was Molo's action. Now Martin's already passed, so it goes to me. I'm going to pass, which gives me a purple card.
This is a wine order.
It is.
Back to you, Milo.
I will pass, and I will gain 1 coin.
And then we start summer, and Milo's at the top, so he goes again.
Which
Okay.
is obviously, yeah.
Beautifully illustrated by Jason there.
This one is you can play yellow cards, which are summer visitors. You can plant your vines that you gathered from spring. You can do trading here, and here you can flip your properties, which means on your player boards you have these fields, and you can flip them to a sold area, which is worth the money. So this one is 7 if I sell it, and you can buy them back later at the same spot as well.
Okay. I'm going to plant 2 grapevines, the 2 that I just got.
I like the fact that you're still not using that available workers spot as well when you're bored. Just like casually like throwing them into the cottage or the windmill or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
The boards are really well laid out. There's like space for everything basically.
Okay, so that is 4 and 5 white.
A 4 and a 5?
Can't do 4
No.
and a 5. In
No, 4 and...
Oh,
The 5
one
is
more for
total.
5. Okay.
Yeah. I was
Mine?
counting
Mm-hmm.
like a horse.
I am going to do this. I'm going to go here and play a yellow card. I get a money for that. I'm going to play a swindler. Each opponent may give me 2 lira. For each opponent who does not gain a victory point.
I can't.
Well, Mick, I'll have a victory point. Thank you very much. Milo, do you wish to give me 2 money or a victory point?
You can have 2 money.
Thank you very much.
God, that's a good card.
Jason, same question.
Oh,
And as you've been saving up,
Well, the
something very specific. That's
So-
what I particularly like. I've held on to that card for ages.
Literally saving your pennies there.
Yeah. Oh man, that's so fucking. I'm gonna have to give you a victory point. I can't.
Oh, that is a shame.
I can't freaking.
I could hear that in your voice.
The pain.
Okay, so now it goes to me.
You're on a
Which-
card.
It's fine, it's not important. So I'm gonna go into the play summer visitors. I'm going to the spot where you can play an extra one. The first one I'm gonna play is the Stonemason. So it's pay 8 to build any 2 structures, ignoring their regular cost.
Oh my god.
So
Jesus, can you imagine you had that with a statue?
I know. So I'm going to pay my 8. So there's 4 plus 4 more.
Oh, I really screwed you for
Yeah, I
doing that
know.
too.
This is like I couldn't do it. The first one I'm going to build is the tasting room, which normally costs 6. So I suppose I get a two what's the name discount on it. And then the other one I'm going to build is the cottage.
Which costs 5.
4.
Oh, sorry, 5
Yeah.
is the windmill, isn't it? Yeah.
So I don't get a discount on it. So I basically got a 2 discount. Then the other card I'm going to play.
That's some questionable maths, but okay, fine.
Well, the 2 of them cost 10, and I paid 8. So
Oh, it's not 5,
Yeah.
is it? Oh, yeah.
I'm going to play the advanced architect. So he has a optional. You can either build a structure at a -3 discount
How's he playing that?
because I'm playing
For
2
the double
cards.
yellow.
Oh, yeah, because you only went on money.
did.
Or I can gain 1 victory point for each £4 structure I have built, or 4 lira structure. So I've built the cottage, which costs 4, and I built the medium cellar, which costs 4.
I did wonder why you built the cottage, and of course that.
Yeah.
So getting the TVPs back.
Yep. So moves me up to joint first again.
Damn you!
Bugger.
And that's my actions done. So now on to Mick.
And Mickey's skipping. So, blue card. Or passing, so I should say. I'm passing. So.
Okay. Back to Molo.
Okay, we're doing it. I am now going to pass.
He slides over. He got up really early in the morning to do some chores, so there's no bonus for him there. Back to Martin.
I'm gonna go there, flip my property.
Yeah.
2, 4, 6, 7.
So he's buying back.
Buy my
his-
field back. Okay.
And he took the spot, which gave him a victory point. So he pushes him back into the lead.
Really nickel and diming this time.
I think I might pass. So I'm going to pass, which puts me to there, and I get to draw a yellow card. Back to you, Mick.
I passed.
Oh, you have, yeah. It's just back to Martin again.
Yes, it is. Yeah, I'm debating whether to plant. I think I will.
So he's still doing actions, obviously, in summer, where the rest of us are
I'm going to plant Chardonnay.
chilling out in the backyard with the bar.
Not a young lady from the council estate. Actually, some grapes.
You got a lot of vines, man.
I do. And at this point, I am going to pass. So
Okay.
please slide my cock across into fall. Thank you.
All right, then it goes back to Milo for the autumn fall options. So
Okay, I am going to, for autumn, get my blue card for my
Cottage.
Okay,
yes, I have a cottage as well, so I will take a blue one as well. You can take a blue or a yellow.
interesting. Okay, I am then going to pass.
Okay. Just for interest's sake, you can play purple cards here, which are draw purple cards, which are contracts basically to fulfill wine orders. Or you can harvest your fields to gain grapes, or you can make your grapes into wine, which goes into your cellars, or you can build some structures down at the bottom here and or do a tour. So as you know, Martin.
Okay, I'm going to harvest, I think, there. So I'm going to harvest this. I don't know if you want to point at this at all.
Oh, I was looking at my cards.
So I can harvest two fields. So I'm going to harvest this one. So this has got basically two different grape colours in. So I get a 3 white, which will go on there, and a 3 red. And in addition to that, I think I'm going to do that for white. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Okay.
Okay. That goes to me. I'm just going to zoom out for a second. I'm going to go over here, which is build one structure or give a tour. And I'm going to give a tour, which gives me 3 money and a victory point.
Yeah, get Jason. White iron.
But the tour thing, by the way, you can only do once a year because there's another tour.
No, you can do multiple tours.
Yeah.
You can't gain the victory point from your tasting room more than once.
That's what I meant. Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
This is me now, isn't it? I'm going for the harvest one field, so it gets a coin. I'm going to harvest this field here, which is a 2 and a 2 red and a 4 white.
Me. I'm going to draw 2 wine orders. Okay. Oh my god.
I'm gonna pass. So, as you can see, I'll just move that over. I'm gonna go there, which gains me an orange card, which is basically a structure you can build. Aha! So annoying. Look at the cost of this structure.
I
Roll. How many workers you got left, Mano? Just your grande.
Just my grande.
I can't see him because he's not in the available worker spot. Still not in there.
Yeah.
make up to
Close enough. He's quite a big guy.
wine tokens. So I'm going to push them across. That's a 4 wine now and a 2 red wine.
So you're making up wine, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't go for the +1 because it was didn't.
You can do it, but obviously it stops
just
someone
to
else.
someone else, yeah.
But
Yeah, there is a optional rule, which is the friendly rule, I think, which is you can't go on the bonus spot unless you can use the bonus spot, but that's bollocks, obviously.
It's not really in the spirit of a worker placement.
We want the passive-aggressive spot. So.
that's right. And abusive as well. Like I like to shout abusive, my friends.
And at this point, I think I will pass.
Yeah.
Please slide my cock into winter.
Gently does it.
You love saying that, don't you?
Don't know what you mean. Mick?
I'm doing my tour, so that gives me 2, and it gives me a victory point.
That's right. Mick jumps into 3rd place. This kind of ramps up quickly. It starts off where you gain nickel and diamond
Sure, go again,
points,
man.
and then woo,
Awesome.
Yeah, holy crap. We have really accelerated.
Aging grapes.
Alright, now.
Why are you aging grapes, mate?
Because that's the...
Oh, I can't see.
That's why I went all the way down. It cost me here, but it's going to be here. So.
Right, so now we move on to winter.
Indeed. And
Milo?
I forgot to age my grapes at the end of the year, which is kind of annoying, but either way I'd be screwed with what I'm about to do, so...
I'm glad to hear that.
So it's fine. Okay. Okay, I am going to pop Mr. Grand, Super Grand. He's going to pop into there.
Okay.
And we're going to do some labouring.
Now, before you go, as I've realised now, in the winter you can play the winter visitor cards over there, and obviously you get the bonuses over there. Over here you can buy new workers for the next year. They cost 4, or if you can get a bonus 1 coin back there. You can sell wine tokens here for engineer cards and stars.
I know where I got engineer cards from, the structure cards.
Structure cards, I keep calling them engineer.
The stars can go over there.
Yeah. And then you can fulfill wine orders over here. So if you go in the middle one, you'll get a victory point for it as well. And then over here is like an infinite space. Any amount of workers can go there, and you can either gain a coin.
Any old shit you've got left can go in there, basically.
Or an engineer card. Mick was just pointing out over here, you got this little section where the provinces is. This is an area control space. So for example, this area of Grossuto, if you place a star down there, you gain the ability immediately, so you can draw a vine card. But at the end of the game, the person with the most stars in Grossuto will gain a victory point. And they each have victory points and different abilities.
Okay. Right, so I've popped that down there. The
Okay.
first card I'm going to play is my Labourer. And he allows me to harvest up to 2 fields, or make up to 3 wine tokens, or lose a victory point to do both. And I will lose a victory point to do both.
Okay, so I'll push you back 1.
Okay, so I harvest these. So
Have you harvested them already this year, or so you can only harvest them once a
No,
year?
I haven't harvested.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. So I've got tokens over
Okay,
here.
cool.
That's the
So
stuff that I've
total,
already had.
so you total the white.
That's why I was saying I forgot to push it out.
So you've got a 5 white there,
5 white there.
and you've got a 2 red and 1 white there.
Yeah. So 2 red can't go on because there's
Okay, so it
already
goes
2 red
down
there.
1.
Oh, it
to
goes
the
down
one,
1.
yeah.
Oh, so that's not as bad as I thought it was going to be anyway. Okay, and
then a 1 white.
1 white. There we go.
Okay,
Cool.
and then the next thing you can do is what?
I can harvest up to 3.
Okay, you've done the fields, you harvest, and then
Okay, so I am going to
That was up to or.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's doing the or make up to 3 wine. Okay, okay.
yeah, but you get to
Yeah,
pay
you
a
did-
victory
yeah, you've
point
done
to both.
that.
I've already
So
explained
you can make
that.
some
Okay.
wine.
Right, so I will make 2 1-point wine tokens there.
Okay.
And for the third one, I will mix 2 together to make a 6-point rosé.
Okay.
There we go.
So there's a 4 white and a 2 red becomes
Yep.
a 6 rosé,
Okay.
or blush as they call it in this, but
And
we call it rosé.
using my tap room, as I used a blue card then, I can sell 1 wine token to gain 2 victory points, so I'll do that.
You level with Mick again.
Jesus,
And
that's
then
great,
my
isn't it?
second card that I'm allowed to use, because I went on the thing, I'm going to use the Assessor. I gain 1 money for each card in your hand, or discard your hand to gain 2 victory points, but I will just gain 5 money.
Okay.
There we go. And as that's a blue card, I will then sell that for 2 victory points as
There's a
well.
5,
Yeah, thank you.
another 2 VPs.
That's
I'm
all.
really going to lose this badly.
That's the spirit, Mick. I am going to fulfil an order, so I'll go on that spot, have a VP. And just a little cheeky one, a 2-2.
Does that give you 2 and 1, is it?
2 VPs and 1 more recursive.
Okay. I am going to go play a blue visitor.
Gain a coin.
Yes, get a coin. Well, thank you very much. So I'm playing the trader. It says discard exactly 3 cards to draw 3 cards and gain 2 victory, not victory points, gold or lira. So I'll put that over there. I'm going to ditch these 3 cards, which I'm going to give to Martin to
Thanks very much.
distribute back to the piles. So I get my 2 money, and then I also get to draw 3 new
Oh my
cards.
God, the fermentation tank's awesome.
Which will be one of these, one of these, and one of these. And that's my turn. So, Mick, I think that's you next.
I'm allowed now. Yeah.
Hello!
Oh,
You should have gone that one VP spot.
Cheers, man. Missed out on both times I decided to do it. So it's a 3 red and a 5 white. Gives me 4 victory points. And that's one recursive. Money. So let's start. Okay.
Nice. Hello. Oh, I'll just
Pass.
Choose
Alright, so passing is interesting. Over here on the board, just above the area control section, it tells you what you can do. So, first thing you do is you retrieve all your workers.
Oh, thank you.
I forgot that I get that age great, and he moved it to.
fair enough. Yeah.
Okay.
And then
That's what
age
I'm
your
trying to
grapes
say,
and wine.
mate.
Do you get to age your grapes and wine?
Okay, so that goes up to 1, and that goes up to 7, well, 6 and 7.
And then discard, if you have more than 7 cards, you have to discard down to 7.
Holy crap, Jason, you've got a lot of cards in your hand.
7.
No, it looks like a lot.
5 cards, so I'm fine.
And then collect residual rewards. Oh my god.
Oh, you got residual last time. He was saying residential for a
It was
while.
too much brain power to concentrate on that word.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you gain money obviously from there.
2 money.
Yep. And then choose your next wake up position.
Okay. I might go for this one, I think.
Alright. And then it goes to Martin.
I'm going to
Indeed.
pass. So I'll do the same.
Yep. Collect all your workers.
Age my stuff.
Discard cards if you have more than
Do not
7.
need to. I will go on the 2 spot, please.
Okay, that one there. And did you gain your income?
No. Is it 4?
Yeah. I too am gonna pass, so I take all my workers back. And age my grapes and wine. And discard, I've got 7 cards, so I don't need to discard. I get 1 income from my sold wines, but I also gain a victory point from my statue, pushing me up, joint with Mick. And then my new
Just won't leave me alone, will you?
my new wake up position will be, I guess I'll go in there.
Oh, God, I'm going to be last. It's not easy being the last person each time. That's not a moment.
Yeah, that's
it's just
why.
it's just a point of fact if you ever come to choosing the when you go there.
Well, that's why you can go on the 7 spot when
Yeah.
you're last,
But you get an extra worker.
but then next turn you're
You'd end up
guaranteed first.
Yeah, but these are quite useful. So it's that balancing act of and I
So you're passing, aren't you?
yeah, we've had that. So I've got no wines to age. I've got less than 7 cards.
2 recursive
2
money.
money. Okay. And now the question
How much
B.
money you've got?
I
You're not
know.
like dealing in
It's
anything
just
more than one.
Well,
by the way.
I keep getting ones. You're like, you gain 1 year, gain 1 year. I'll get rid of these 4 for it to choose.
I think. Do I want to go this one? I'll go that one again. Because I'm going to be down there anyway. Some grapes.
Okay, and that is a full round.
It is.
Shall we play a couple more seasons, see how it goes?
Well, now,
Yeah.
if you like.
So it's you first.
It is. I don't really know if I'm going to do anything in spring. I think I will pass.
Already?
I think so.
So that gained you a
One
coin.
Yeah, I don't think I want to do anything else. So,
okay.
it's all about saving up for later in the year.
I'm going to go take another tour. So I get 3 money and a victory point.
And that's recursive from the statue.
So
One from the
that's-
statue, one from the tour every year. You haven't got a windmill, have you? So
No.
So you pop down.
Yep.
I'm going to build a structure. For 1 less money, I will build the tasting room.
Everyone's reading my mind.
Okay.
That's you, Mick.
So I'm going to pass, I reckon.
Probably the second one.
I'll have to pass.
No, probably the second one.
Alright, back to me. I am going to place some stars. So I'm going to go in the middle there, which allows me to place an extra star. I've only got 2 left. If you don't have any stars left to place, you can move stars about on the map, but you don't get the rewards. So, first star, how was that? I'm going to go... What does this one give? Purple cards. I'm going to go there to get a purple card.
It's the only reason I'm in there as well.
I don't want that purple card. And I'm going to go in there to get a blue card. Alright. So,
Right.
Okay. I am going to pass
Okay, Jason.
my purples.
Ooh,
Interesting.
I think I'm going to pass as well.
Get a green.
Oh god, that's good actually.
Okay, I am going to play a yellow card. I'm going to play the advanced planter. So I can plant up to 2 green cards and gain a money, or I can uproot and discard 1 to gain 2 victory points, which is exactly what I'm going to do. Uproot and discard that, and I gain 2 VPs. That's me.
Alright, I am going next, and I'm also going to go to play some summer visitors. I can play 2. The first one I'm going to do is called the Producer. So I can pay 2 lira to retrieve up to 2 workers from other actions, and they may be used again this year.
No, that's really good.
So I will definitely play $2 to take back my 2 guys.
Bucks is just generic for you, isn't it?
Yeah. Which he then goes back there. Oh, crap. Now, I got another card that I can play called the Fuel Man.
Oh my god! You are not to drink at lunchtime anymore. Stop it.
Fusel Maker, apparently it's called.
Fusel, yeah, whatever that is.
So each player may gain 2 grapes, I think that is. Is that grapes?
Yes.
On their crush pad. If at least one opponent does this, I gain 2 victory points. So,
I'll just say now, if anyone does that,
I'm a
they're an
hater,
idiot.
so-
I'm not doing that.
alright, either of you want to do that, gain 2 grapes for free. Just stick it straight down on your crushing pad.
I'm doing it
Right,
now.
what was the thing?
Oh my god. Jason will gain 2 victory points
Yeah.
if one of us gains, at least one of us gains 2 grapes.
And 12 crashing back.
Yes.
Yeah, full
No,
free.
good.
Mick?
However, if one of us do it, we may as well all do it.
Yeah.
That's the thing, but I think it's idiotic to do that.
Come on, Mick, you know you want those grapes, man. It's free grapes.
I've done it.
Sticky grapes.
Well, it's only 2 grapes.
I wonder if I could do it.
Of course you can't. Are you an opponent?
It says each player. If at least one opponent does it, though.
Oh, so you probably could gain the grapes.
Yeah, I think I'll definitely go in the grapes.
Shall I have a look at the FAQ for that one as well?
That sounds right to me.
But, yeah, I would say so.
Probably second.
So you two have decided not to do it, yeah? Fine, be that way.
Yes, no, we don't want to just give you 2 victory points. Funny that.
Why? What's wrong with that? I'm not in the lead. Alright, so that's me done.
He says.
Go on to Marlo.
Okay, I think I'm going to pass.
Getting a yellow card.
Brilliant.
And then orange guy next.
Oh, shit.
Pass.
And a blue card.
I'm going to plant 2. I'm going to plant that in there. And that in there. Okay. They'll take your word for that, I'm sure.
I am going to do some trading. So I'm going to trade 2 cards.
Oh, my.
I
God.
Two.
I know you thought it was idiotic. The very next
You don't
card
have
I could have
anything, do
done.
you?
I'm saying, so
I'd have got this.
over here, I'm trading 2 cards for a victory point. And then I can do that again. And I think I'm going to trade that and that for another victory point. And that's my action done. Back to you, Martin.
I'm going to pass. Please slide my cock into fall.
Could
Cute.
you discard those for me,
Why
please?
even for me? Thank you. I'm
You
No,
no,
not even
closer to me. Right, so I'm going to pass as well,
What? 40.
which gives me a yellow card.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. The cards are really powerful. Right, move on to winter we go. Autumn, rather.
Get your cards, you two.
Yeah, I'll go with the blue.
It's because I've got a cottage.
Yep, I'm going to take a blue as well. Alright, and then Martin, you're the first player.
I was just looking up. I wondered if recurring payments can go above 5. I mean, to be fair, we may well finish before that point, but yes, I'm going to.
That one, so I've got to go back down to 7.
So what did you? I need to harvest, I think. Yeah, I'm going to harvest 2 fields. So I'm going to harvest probably that one for a 3 white, 3 red. 3 red, and then probably that for a 7.
Oh, this is easy as.
Or should I go for
I
a
can do
1
this.
4?
Oh no, I'm better this turn.
1 and 2. Okay, that'll do me. That's my fields harvested.
I'm going to make some wine tokens. So that allows me to do 2. So I'm going to make...
Oh, you're showing your board, I see. Like when he's not showing other people's boards because he's looking at his own cards.
Oh, actually, I've got to think about what I didn't think about just now.
Tell you what.
Here we go.
This is what he's doing.
This is what I'm trying to make. So,
Now we all know.
and I don't have a large cellar, which I didn't think about.
For sparkling wine, by the way, Jason, just so you're aware, you need 2 red grapes for it.
Oh,
If you-
oh yeah, sparkling wine that I'm not lush.
Good job I looked at it, isn't it?
Well, I didn't think of that. Okay, fine, never mind. I'm gonna make a 2 white, a 4 white, and a 4 red. So I got some wine in the cellar, ready to ferment for next time. And that's me done. Did I just do 3 or 2 there?
Did 3. You make up to 2 with the
Oh,
action, and then you got an extra one.
Yeah.
Molo? Oh no, hang on. Yeah, Molo.
Okay, I'm gonna harvest.
Oh, Mick's just died inside.
Harvest 1 field.
Oh,
Did you
Mick.
get your 1
Get my 1.
bonus
Money.
money?
Oh no, that's not good.
It doesn't even want it, look.
Oh, I still got that there. It's fine. It's just expensive. Okay, we'll harvest this field for a 2 red and a 1 white. Oh, that's fine. That'll pay off. Okay.
Oh God, after wasting on this. Harvest the field. I'm going to harvest the 2 and the 4.
No.
So 4 white and a 2 red. I don't want that. Okay.
Me? Oh, I'm going to make some wine. Up to 2. I'm just actually posting on the Facebook group about the recursive payment. Can it go above 5?
Jamie's not in the group, is he?
Yes.
Is he?
Yes. I think so. We'll soon find out. I should have actually posted in the Scythe group, which I'm actually in. Right, I'm going to... Don't fuck this up.
The Scythe group.
Well, I'm not in a Viticulture group. Right, I'm going to make a 3 red with that. And I'm going to make 7 with that. So I'm going to go a 4 and a 3 there to make a 7 blush. And I've got a lot of grapes coming in. Okay. That's me.
So after you, it's moi. I'm going to pass. So I can move into winter.
Okay, I'm also going to pass, which will get me a structure card.
Mick.
I'm going to go on a tour, which gives me a victory point and gives me 3
money.
coin.
It's funny, Mick. I decided at the last moment that I was going to go there. And then I thought, no, wait, I'll go with my original plan and go back up there to the winter.
Thank you.
So after you, it's Martin again.
I'm going to draw 2 wine orders.
Oh. You're all up in its grill.
How many bloody reds have I
I think it's you
drawn,
again, Mick.
For the love of God.
Right, well, I'm going to build
Build
a
a-
structure,
Again.
which is a studio for 5. So you don't get that immediately, do you? You get that in the end.
That's worth 1 point in the end, yeah.
Yeah. So whenever you build a structure from now on, gain 1 victory point.
That seems like a good late game card. It's worth a point anyway.
And well, I haven't had built any since I had it in my hand.
You finished?
But, yeah,
I'm going to pass.
And you again, Mick.
I'm going to pass.
Thank you,
my
grapes.
Alright. And then it goes back to you, Martin.
It sharply does. I'm going to fulfill an order. Going to be Pete. And it's going to be this one. So it cost me 7 of those and 3 of those. I'll have 5 more points.
Oh, he's really close.
And 2 more recursive payments. But we'll put up to 1 for now and see what happens, shall we? See if anyone answers the question on Facebook.
Okay. Alright, it goes to me. I'm going to go there or there. Which one do I want to go? Yeah, I'm going to go there. Okay, so the first one I'm going to play is the Motivator.
Apparently 5 is the max.
So, each player may retrieve their grande worker. And I gain 1 victory point for each opponent who does this.
Mine's not even on the board yet, though.
No, I know, but I couldn't wait for you. So, I'm going to retrieve my grand worker. Grande.
The Ronde.
Right, what does it do?
If you do, I get a victory point.
Oh, must be so useful to have it.
I don't need it. You can stick it.
It's up to you, Mike.
Don't fail us, man. Don't break.
It's just a victory point,
That's what
man.
he wants you to do.
It's not even that big.
Yeah,
You're getting suckered in. Don't listen to him.
Just,
yeah, but I'm desperate for one, so
just do it, man.
I'm going to.
Oh, Mick.
Yay.
So, because I need, way
Alright.
behind.
So, that was reasonably worth it.
Actually, you weren't way behind. You were 1 point behind Jason. Ironically, by you doing that, you're now further behind him.
No,
The next
what I
one
mean
I'm
is
the
getting
wine
nowhere.
technologist. I can pay
Everyone
3.
keeps beating me into my.
Is that to gain 1 white wine? Or 1 generic wine?
Either gain 1, yeah, it's a wine in your a 1 strength wine in your cellar, so of either colour basically, or age a grape on your crush pad up to 3 times, which you can't do.
No, so I'm going to take the 1 white wine.
And you pay 3 for that, yeah.
Nope, not yet. There we go. And that's both my cards done.
Odd card.
Yeah, it's not very good.
It's all right. I mean, it makes you wine for out of nowhere, doesn't it? So
Okay, I'm going to pop on, play a blue card, play
That's
a
why I need it.
visitor.
These are both
Sorry,
going to
good.
keep going on these blues.
One money
I've
for
got
it.
3 blues in my hands. I can't get that
Okay.
one.
And I'm going to play the
True.
supervisor to make up to 2 wine tokens.
Okay.
And I gain a victory point if I make any sparkling, but I'm not going to make any sparkling. So my 2 wine tokens are going to be this 2 red and this 6 white. There we go. And I'm not going to use my ability for my building this turn.
Okay. Goes to
I
you,
don't
Mick.
have spare tokens.
Now you get to use that grande worker that I gave you back.
Not yet.
Yeah, use the one that you in contention for first. 3 to gain an extra dude. So he goes over here. So when he retrieves, you can have an extra dude now. I'm going to pass. I will stay exactly there.
And take a look at workers back.
Didn't
Age
need
of
to
grapes
see
and
it.
wine. Discard down to 7 cards and gain your payments.
Okay.
I'm gonna buy a new dude as well. So I'll spend my 4.
Oh,
It goes there.
Sucks, doesn't it?
didn't need to save my grande worker. I'll get a victory point and fulfill an order.
I'll move your victory point up.
Okay. And the order will be a 2 red, a 2 white, so that's quite a big loss on white I'm going to make there, but so will be. And a 5 rosé, so that'll clear out my cellar.
How many victory points is it, Mother?
5 victory points and plus 2 rear
2,
carry.
3, 4, 5.
Okay.
Alright. I'm gonna retrieve my stuff. So my workers come back. I'm getting my payments, which is a victory point and a coin. I discard down to 7 cards. I've only got 4, and I choose my new order, which will be back where I was. And Marlo?
I will pass.
That's what's it. I can't unless I go right to the top and then get no bonuses.
Go.
But what you could have done was not had a superfluous action last and just
Yeah,
passed.
we'll go that.
If you had nothing like that important to do in winter, you could have passed early.
Okay, age my grapes.
Yeah, there's always a way around it, isn't there?
Alright, Mick.
Or you go on the 7 spot.
Yeah. I'll go
You get
on
an extra
this one.
worker as well,
Yeah.
and then you're guaranteed first.
Oh,
But it might not last. Well, looking at the points.
yeah. Ooh, that's clear now. I know I can't do that.
You're the only one with a worker left.
But I can do this now because it's clear.
Yeah, that's the one thing interesting about the passing section at the end here. When people pass away, they clear out the spaces for you. If you add workers, you can carry on going. And take spaces that they've cleared out.
Right, I am going to do that actually. So I harvest 1 field. So I've harvested that one already. So I harvest this one. So let's say
Lamborghini.
1 red and a 2 white. So that's that one. And draw either 1 green or pay 1 for a yolk. So I might as well pay the 1 for the yolk. And then I get
What does a yoke do?
a victory point.
It's just worker placement spot.
Upgrade 1 vine
So
or
victory
harvest 1 field.
points.
That's alright.
Building a structure.
Super bargain.
I assume that counts as a structure.
What's that? Yep.
And then I can do this one, so I can make up to 2 wine, or fill an order, or sell, discard 1 wine. Or what is that? 1 combination, 1 grape to gain.
Choose
2.
1. Make up to 2 wine. Fill a wine order card, or discard 1 grape to gain 2 victory points.
It's really tempting, but I probably won't get to do the make up 2 wine over here. I'd better do the 2.
So ditch a grape.
No,
Oh, you're making a wine.
yeah. So them 2
Make up to 2
will
wine.
turn into a 4 blush. That's 1, is it?
Yeah,
and
that's
then
one.
the other one, I haven't got anything else. That one will go into a 5 white.
Any more?
I think you're going to pass after that.
Where did I do it? Put it on one. Yeah, and I think I've got to pass after that.
Alright. Well,
She's back.
that's us done another round. you can have a quick look at the board and the scores. I think we'll maybe only play 1, maybe 2 rounds left.
I'm pretty certain it's going to finish next turn, man.
Yeah, so we'll be back in a little well, for you a second. See you in a bit.
Will.
Alrighty, so we finished off the game. It did literally only last one more turn after you saw the gameplay section. So, in last place, and you're looking at him right now, is Molo with 24 points. Well done, Molo. You almost finished the finish line.
That's so sweet of you to say. Point that out on camera.
Mick was in third place with 26 points.
No surprise.
Well, actually, you were going on about having lost, and you didn't.
Well, I'm surprised. Well, okay, there.
Well,
Yeah.
the amount
No
of points
surprise I
between
wouldn't
us
win
three there.
Yeah, and so I came second with 27, and Martin has won with 32.
Mine.
And we were just saying that just before we started filming, Mick was saying that Martin won with a lot of winemaking, which
I
is
basically only did that, really.
which is what this game is about.
However, as Mick was saying, it's because of the kind of toolbox that Viticulture with Tuscany gives you. It's quite possible to get a lot of points from not actually making wine.
Yeah,
Like I saw someone had like a cafe or something like that, and you could sell grapes. I think it was use grapes. It's like your own spot. I think it was a cafe. 4 points, and that's basically all they did. So they never actually made any wine. They just constantly the cafe, there we go. So you go on the spot, 3 money and a victory point you discard a grape. That's it. And you just did it all the time, basically, and had things like that. And so you don't need to go into
no, well, I came second with 27 points, and I did 1 wine order, which was this one,
whereas I did
which was
6.
which was worth 2 points. So I got my other 25 points from other means. So basically, what you were saying, Mick, is like, if Martin wasn't here, I would have won without making too much wine.
I did so many wine orders, my recursive payment would have been on 8 if it went around that far.
That's a lot of money. There's a couple of things as well. On the last turn, Mick placed a star, which denied me 2 points.
Didn't make a difference in the end.
Almost did, though.
Almost did.
I mean, if you actually swung it to get those 2 points, you'd have actually beaten him there.
If I'd have had one more worker, I could have gone on there. And
I was also almost thinking, like, when I took one of mine away from yours, I could have actually added one in there.
And denied me the 2
so
points.
Yeah.
I didn't get my last worker. If I had that last worker, I would have been able to do the star to get that.
So that was
it would have meant I was closer to you.
yeah.
I know, but you wouldn't have got the 2 points. So
No.
actually, no, I'd have just moved backwards.
Yeah, it's
Actually,
much of a muchness.
No,
really.
it wouldn't have been, because you'd have been behind Mick.
I would have lost 1 point, and you would have lost 2 points.
Because you would have not got that. Is that a 1?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you'd have been tied with Mick.
Yeah, so he still would have
Interesting.
won and tiebreak.
But it'd have been closer. Anyway, I'd have been closer to you guys. But yeah, so you can see there's a lot of like juggling you could do.
And this is not even all the modules. Like we said earlier, you can make cheese and sauces. You can have specialized workers where we were just using the generic workers. You can actually get specialized workers that do specialized actions.
Yeah, I think you had, if I remember rightly, you had 2 varieties of them per game.
per game, yeah, and there's one for
and
each.
I think they
type.
cost 1 more when you train them, and they just do something extra.
And I'm pretty sure there's something else, but I just can't think of what it is now. But nonetheless, that's a lot of replayability just there. And every time you play, just with the stuff that we just use now, the structures are different, the mamas and papas are different that you get. So there's a lot of variation in this game.
Patronage, which I don't even looked at, I don't think. Mafia, there's the
The Mafia thing. That's
Arboriculture or Formaggio, which is the cheese or the kind of sauce and all that kind of crap. Tomato sauce, olive oil stuff. Special workers.
So how did you guys think the game went?
Yeah, Milo first.
Yeah, Molo, let's go with you.
Yeah. Second time I played it, it's just generally a great game. It's possibly the best worker placement I think I've played.
That's
and
some high praise right there.
You can just do so much in it. You can follow any route to victory, and you can change sort of midway through the game, and it's still not out of it just really works really well. And lovely theme. The way the boards move is very nice. And for all those games where you have a little test pad that you want to put together, and then you put the little squares on, and they slip off, and you have to buy these. Absolutely great.
And they magnify the number underneath it. It's even better.
It's a work of genius, that all by itself. But yeah, there we go.
So how much would you rate this out of 10?
Oh, it's got to be worth a 9, I think.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's good stuff. Alright, how about you? By the way, would you buy this if you came across it?
Probably would. It's quite a pricey one, though, as I understand. So.
It's a really
And
cool...
also, lots of people with it.
Yeah.
The problem why I wouldn't buy this at this moment is I have no friggin' idea what the hell's going on. I mean, Ashton's got the copy of this, and he's got the really cool...
No, he doesn't anymore.
Oh, he
He
doesn't
sold
have
it to D.
Oh, he sold it to D. But you get like the essential editions, which don't have some of the stuff in, and some does. And then you have like the ones that Martin's got, which has everything in, but you have to buy them separately, and it's so friggin' confusing that I just rather just play Martin and D's. How about you, Mick?
Love it. Rubbish at it, but I love it. Like I said, I was saying earlier, I really enjoyed this one most of all. Seeing a wine contract earning person win for once, because I've generally seen
Viticulturalist, if you will.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I've generally seen engines created to win the game when I've previously played. Can't remember if this is the third or fourth, but I've loved it every time. And always knowing what the hell I'm doing. I feel I've got a little bit better, but everything about it. I love all the cards. So many, as Milo said, so many choices, and different strategies can work, and that's always a good sign for a game for me when different strategies can work to win a game. It means you're never guaranteed that that's the route you have to go, and then it's the first person to do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, very happy with it.
How much would you rate it out of 10?
Yeah, I would definitely go. I don't remember what I did with Civilization. It's still not going to be that for me a favourite game, but a 9.
9?
Present way of thinking, yeah.
That's 2 big 9s. I wanted to point out as well as... shit, I was just thinking about it and I forgot. But I really like this game a lot. And now I remember. This is, I think, what the game that put Stonemaier games on the map for a lot of people.
Absolutely,
Everyone goes on about Scythe, and Scythe is really
enough, when it first came out, the first edition, hardly heard anything about it. It was when they brought out Tuscany, and they did the second edition of Viticulture, which basically, as far as I can gather, only added the Grande workers, and that one change made all the difference.
Grande workers are
because it meant you can break, which is pretty much the fundamental rule in worker placement, which is you can go on a spot which is already on with that worker. It made such a big difference, and Tuscany added such a large amount of stuff to it as well that I think everyone went, hang on a second, and it looks great and all that.
Yeah,
and
this is why the reason why I think put this on the map is because the components are really, really top quality. I mean, you got like different little structures for every little building. That's the windmill. This is the cottage or something.
It's
even the pictures, they've made sure the pictures line up as well.
Yeah,
they're actually cards in the Essential Edition. They've changed them from...
so many cool things in this game. And one of the things I love about in games, if a game is really good to me, is when you have a lot of options on your turn. And you sit there for maybe... Sometimes it's AP, but when someone's taking their turn, like when it's Martin's taking his turn and it's me next, and I'm sitting there thinking, well, I really want to do this, but I could also do this, and that would also be good. And then... and that's just 2 things on my turn, but I can think of
focus.
Yeah,
And both me and you did that in the same turn. We both were like, I went, no, I can't do that.
Yeah.
I was already doing this.
And and I love that about this game. There's so many options on your turn, and there's so many variant strategies. There's so many different cool things you can do. There's never a point on my turn where I'm like, wow, I don't really have anything to do, so I've got this extra worker. I'm just going to stick it over here and do this. I've never seen this spot where you dump extra workers used because every spot is really useful and really good. It's
you're sort of playing an engine within an engine, because the season system in this makes things turn as you're trying to sort of move on your thing.
And theme wise as well. I mean, it does really feel like you're building a winery, a place where you can do things. And I think everything that Tuscany added makes it even better. There's so many more cool things.
Absolutely. It is one of, if not the best expansions for any game ever made.
I mean,
100%.
Mine's eyesight is starting to fade a little bit, with smaller writing and that. I actually mistook the symbol on this to be a trellis. It turned out to be the tasting room. Now, in other
They're
games,
pretty
that could
close.
really mess me up big time. Yet, I actually benefited quite well from this tasting
Well,
room.
what I like about it, the Mamas and Papas cards, because what they do on them is essentially, if I get mine out, it's like you can have that building or have extra money. And you can basically make a decision of, well, if I take that building, that's going to kind of guide me down a certain route, which is basically what made me. I went, fine, I'll take the irrigation and I'll try and go heavy in the kind of wine thing, and that's why I wanted a lot of the green cards to try and force out the irrigation cards, which is exactly what I did. Planted 2 irrigation ones there and just went down like that. But I could have just gone, just take the money, which is what you could have done.
It's interesting, like we were talking about options as well. I had a very similar thing happen in mine. It's like these are the 2 that I took, and I thought they mixed well together. This one gives me what is this called? A trellis, and the trellis is used for planting vines. And she gave me extra vine cards. So I thought, I'm going to do a lot of winemaking this game. The very first turn, the first card I drew at the engineer was this.
Yeah.
And that changed my whole strategy. Immediately, I thought I want to build this as soon as possible to get the maximum potential out of it. So I ditched all the winemaking to go find as much money as I could.
Yeah, you got money quite easily as well, I think. Whereas my strategy was to get max out my workers as quickly as possible. Because I didn't do anything for the first sort of 3 turns whilst I got my workers. By then, I kind of had stuff planted but nothing harvested, and then I just had enough workers to just harvest, make wine, sell wine, that sort of thing. I just went from there.
You earned something like 9 points in one turn.
Yeah.
And that just changed the
Because I could
nature
do
of the game completely.
Because I could do a double blue, and it was just the 2 cards that I did together. I'd kind of saved up for them, and ironically, I could do.
Well, I think around either side of that turn, I think everyone else was close-ish to you, but that one turn just took you away from all of us. We just couldn't repair the damage you caused to us on that one turn. You know, and well, I mean, I was going to say that I'd.
Well, while the mixed thinking with his old brain,
Old brain, old eyes.
yeah, I'm gonna give this a 9 as well. I think it's fantastic, super good game. I mean, the components top quality. The theme is brilliant. It does literally what it says on the tin, and there's so many options. That's my favorite thing, is so many options to do on your turn. It's awesome.
One warning I will give, and I'm totally at fault here, is not a whinge about the game, because Martin did actually offer me a way to get out of it. I panicked because it didn't give you much bonus, so didn't take it. Don't get yourself caught being last for too long, because it does hamper you big time.
Yeah, you get left with the shit options to take.
Yeah.
And there was a reason I went on that 2 spot the last 3 rounds, just like as soon as I passed, early as possible, because I didn't care about the bonus then. It was just, I want to go early.
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't care. Their bonuses, it's when you go, it's what's important, and that's what you need to focus on.
yeah,
Early on, you're like, okay, which cards do I want and stuff like that. But after a while, I was just like, I don't care what I get. I don't need anything. Just want to go early.
Well, that was it. I mean, I focused too much on there, and it's like, I gained something there, maybe lost 2 on here.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
How about you, Martin? Mr. Cubberley?
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, what Milo said, I can't really disagree with in terms of, I think it may well be the best worker placement out there. And the reason I think that is because you can make it fairly basic, playing on a more basic board with a lot of the bells and whistles out of it, and it's a fairly good gateway game. It's not much heavier than things like Stonemaier and stuff like that, if it's heavier at all. Or you can add a lot of extra stuff in there and make it fairly meaty and gamey, but it fundamentally doesn't change the game. It just adds more layers to it and things like that. And we were engaged throughout the whole game. Like you said, there's lots of strategy there. I did different things than I've done in other games that I've played of it, so there's lots of options. So yeah, I think Molo's probably right. It probably is. If it's not it's certainly one of the. I think it probably only drop points for me in so much as the cards could potentially be a bit swingy, in so much as some of the cards you play and it's like, oh, it does, gives me a great, oh, you've gained 5 victory points from that card, sort of thing. So there can be a bit, getting some at the wrong time or the right time, whatever, can
At the same time, the availability of the cards, the amount of cards you get, and how quickly you can get them
Absolutely.
and use them, kind of balances out any sort of swing that's possible because you can easily just fish for a card.
Potentially, but you can get screwed slightly with the luck of the draw. So it would drop mark for that, but I would still give it a 9 out of 10. So make of that what you will. If they somehow lessened the randomness or the swinginess on the cards, I think it would be a 10 out of 10 game.
That's 4 9s.
And component-wise, it's phenomenal. Really.
Yeah.
Of course.
This is such a good game.
Did we actually ever explain that we blocked these out? But no, we did.
Yeah. The thing is as well with worker placements game where you do one at a time, that passive aggressiveness of, well, I know Martin's looking to go there, I need to get there quickly, you know, that sort of thing. I love that. So good.
Well,
And-
unlike other worker placement games as well, there's not a position that you can go in where you won't get a benefit from it.
Yeah.
Everything does something you want to do.
I also really like the bonus action thing as well, particularly where there's more than one bonus action, like here or here, that sort of thing, because then it's actually like, okay, which actual spot of those two do I want?
Yeah.
Well, this is my main action, but what residual thing do I want to happen as well? That's cool. Getting stuff is always good.
Yeah.
The other thing that's quite interesting, like we were talking about, like Martin was saying, making this maybe even a gateway game. This board flips over. Is it this board flips over, or
Yep.
is it the on the other
This board will do away with structures and that
and the
that
area
bit.
control thing? And actually, no,
No,
this is
the viticulture board itself changes that as
yeah.
well.
I remember when the first time we played this wasn't like, it was similar to this.
It's an even simpler one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Here it is.
And they've changed it to this one, this one is so good as well.
I think actually that is an absolutely brilliant idea, and I've not actually seen it in any other. There we go. It's literally the microphone is literally that as the basic one. So whatever position you pick that's the bonus you get, and that's it.
Yeah.
And look how small the board is by comparison. It's tiny. Look at that.
Wow.
It's like a third the size.
And I just remember it when it came out as well. I was blown away when I played this game the first time, and I'm still now.
Well, I have to say, the theme, when I was told it's a winemaking game, it did absolutely nothing for me. And as soon as I played it, I thought, yeah, this is brilliant.
Yeah, I liked it as well. I mean, we played this 2 years ago, and I can't remember what we gave them as scores, so I could stick a link up here if you want to go see our first video of this. But 9s, after all the years it's been out, is still a phenomenal quality of
I
a
know the
game.
first time I played this, I found it quite overwhelming, so my score on there might be a bit lower. But now I've had a couple of goes of it, and I understand what's going on. Definitely, that's worth the 9.
Do you think it's Stonemeier's best?
You know, I do actually. I think I
do as well.
got a feeling Charterstone might take it over for me because I love the sound of what Charterstone's going to be. But this is phenomenal. Easily, I think the best. I like Scythe. I like Euphoria. The thing is, the one
Between Two Cities a lot as well.
Exactly.
I scored that at 9 as well.
Exactly. I was just about to say, but Between Two Cities for me is such a good game but they're completely different games, and I love them for both different reasons. In fact, I mean, Jamie might as well just move into my house because I'll play any game he makes.
Where is he going to go?
Yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. As you can tell, we love this game a lot, and we highly recommend it. So go out there and buy your own copy. Thanks for watching.
Bye.